Okay, we are live. I think we've been live since when I was in on the count of two.
Yeah, I think so too, somehow. You're going to have a breakout.
Oh my
So,
God. Anyway, so I want to say thank you so much, Iyabo, for being part of this conversation. Very, very important conversation to have. So I'm spotlighting all our faculty members for their participation in cohort 1. And I'd like you to tell us about you, introduce yourself, let people get to know who you are before we go. And by the way, she's LEARNTOR Solution Architect and our Portfolio Manager.
hello, everyone. My name is Iyabo Okwuraiwe. I am, of course, as she said, LEARNTOR Solution Architect. Background is in project management. That's what I've been doing for quite a while, and that's where I met Mercy. Progressed from project management to program to portfolio management, left as a portfolio manager. But that was a short stint because I had to break off that due to personal reasons. LEARNTOR was a journey which I started with her as she was moving along. We started when she was actually applying for her Tony Elumelu Foundation. Jumping in and out, everybody was busy, but I was so happy to see that she made it through and she won. So yeah, she's someone that is persistent, consistent. She doesn't give you room to breathe if she wants something done. So that's how we got onto this platform, and obviously became a facilitator, dealing with project management and taking that for the students, PMO, as especially comparing and relating it to the Agile space. And with the cohort 1, it was quite an interesting thing, taking them through documentation, showing them what to do, basically, even if they weren't looking for jobs, how to apply it to their lives right now, be it business, be it wherever they're working. So we just took them through the advantages and disadvantages of actually having a PMO, how it brings structure into any organization, how it stands, and how useful it can be. So that was the thrust of our training for them. Cohort 1 were a lot, first cohort, people that had never heard of Agile, people that it was great to see how they improved along the line. They were thirsty, they were hungry. From not knowing anything, I remember the first few classes, they were right confused. They was like, oh, these people are talking Latin. And at the end, to see how a lot of them had evolved was, I was so proud of them. It was really impressive. And we really enjoyed that, the way it was like, a rosebud opening and then you get the rose. So it was really nice. And we had people from different walks of life. Maybe the mistake we made when we first started, we didn't really get them to introduce themselves. So somewhere in the middle, we did that. And then we came across people in the diverse areas and, got to understand them a bit more in our relationship with them. So I think that was the mistake we made, which we haven't actually made in this cohort 2. And though I'm not in cohort 2 because of personal reasons, I have in my work, I have a new post, higher expectations, exams to take. So this is something I had just started. So I need time to get some exams done and to come back to 3. But I am involved, very much involved, whether I like it or not. And we're just hoping, obviously, cohort 2 will be even more successful than cohort 1, and that any mistakes we made in the first cohort will be, limited in this second cohort. So it's an interesting journey. It was from the start, and it was nice to make the comparison because obviously LEARNTOR is Agile all the way, and that was her aim. Mm-hmm. That is where she's coming from. That is the lifeblood of LEARNTOR. So the first training whereby we made a comparison of the not necessarily waterfall, because we were used to a hybrid thing, but showing them how the PMO has evolved to the Agile PMO, the comparisons between the two, the advantages. That was should have been a great learning curve for the students. And though we of course taught both, because of obviously we're in Nigeria and people are still a lot in waterfall. So we had to give what it was in waterfall and maybe make that comparison to what it would be on Agile. So it was interesting. It was nice to train. I enjoyed the trainings, showing them the necessary documentation. Agile is less documentation, but let's not be fooled. Documents are absolutely necessary. If your project office or the management office is not keeping track with documents, you have to know about your money, you have to know about your budget. So though we always say less documentation, any organization that does not do documentation is going to fail. So though we're all moving towards Agile, the importance of documentation is still there. How would your senior stakeholders know that what they're doing is getting value? So we talk Agile, but there's still an element of full documentation. In terms of the agility for the actual people doing the work, yeah, less documentation for them in terms of what they're doing, having to write reports. But overall, in the project office, there has to be full documentation, letting people know what's happening, keeping a good watch over your Scrum teams. And even though the members of the Scrum team may not be documenting, of course, they have to document their requirements. No way they can't do that. But even if they're not documenting their timelines and all that, somebody has to be doing that somewhere along the line. You can't be Agile and just keep producing without having a timeline. Your stakeholders expect you to end somewhere. They expect to get value somewhere. So they need to know that whatever money they've invested is actually producing results. So that was the lifeblood of what we did in Cohort 1. And obviously Cohort 2, we're not so much focusing on that. We're more doing the Agile, getting people more on board because the world is changing. So though we have it in the background, we have them doing status updates, but this cohort, we're not really training on project management. We're trying to keep it agile and let them learn that and not overload them with so much. Cohort 1 got a lot of value, to be truthful. They got so much. And I'm sure initially they felt overwhelmed, but at the end, they did see the value of it. So Cohort 2 will be missing a lot of what they Cohort 1 got, but they will still get a bit more. And I think, I think they're going to really enjoy it as well. So thank you, Mercy.
You have covered everything. I don't know what to ask again. Literally from back to back, you have captured the essence of Cohort 1. And indeed, Cohort 2 is getting value as well. And the value is the fact that it's very structured. And like you said, LEARNTOR is purely agile organization. And we're going to continuously improve and we're going to continuously learn from the process. So we've taken not necessarily mistakes, but we've taken a lot of lessons that we have learned that what happened in Cohort 1, we are not replicating it in Cohort 2. And it's such a smooth sail. And I've seen people, the same thing, which is synonymous, which is the fact that we know we're trying to break the skill gap in the sense that that's our focus. And I'm so happy and grateful to the fact that they are hungry, the same thing they were hungry Cohort 1.
Yes.
Yes, it's such a win. And I know you've been busy, like you said, I hound people. I still hounded her. She still came to Facilitator.
It would leave you.
For Cohort 2, because they need to know certain aspects of project management. It can't be complete agile experience without having understanding of project management. I want to say thank you, Iyabo.
Thank you, Mercy.
I want to say thank you so much for believing in what we're doing here. For even when it was very glim, there was no clarity where I was going. You were there trying to push through and help in whatever capacity that you can. I truly appreciate our relationship. I appreciate your support. It means everything to me. And I want to say thank you very kindly. Thank you.
Thank you for being able to go on this journey with you. Thank you.
Yes. Any interesting thing you want to add to this conversation? Anything else?
What else? I don't know. Like even kind of I've met, like I said, I have met some of the Cohort 2. Very interesting bunch. I may be missing a lot this bunch, but well, let's see. I'll be dropping in episode, and actually I'm actually in with her on the BA training. So yeah, I've seen a bunch of people, different set completely from cohort 1. So, you know, you never know.
And
That's it.
very rock solid set. I'm so
Yeah.
grateful. The capacity that we have in cohort 2, it's really, it's the aha. And it's just the beginning, because that's the goal that we're going for. Anyway, thank you so much, Iyabo, for joining me.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.